the last minute. It all depends on your current level of English, I guess. Some people can wait till the last minute. Makes a bit of a difference, though. I've noticed that even for native speakers or near native speakers, people have effectively been using English their whole lives. If they do prepare, it almost sort of definitely boosts their scores. If they don't, well, some of them have actually failed, which is interesting. All right, so people are taking the test, day after tomorrow, this Saturday, the 14th. Okay, it looks like most people are taking it in February. Okay, no problem. Good luck anyway. All right, I'm just about to paste the YouTube. Oh, I've actually made this. Whoopsie. I wasn't supposed to make that public. Anyway, hello everyone on YouTube. This is supposed to be for the paid members, but maybe it'll be a little special treat. My mistake. Anyway, for those, I'll just be chatting with the people in the live class tonight. So those of you who have formatting issues with my screen, I've just, in the Zoom webinar, in the live class for you paid members, I've just pasted the blue YouTube link. So if my screen looks funny on your computer, like it's off the screen, you're going to have to watch it on YouTube Live, okay? Hope that's cool. If anybody asks, please direct them to that YouTube link. All right, let's do this. Let's do a PTE reading live mock test. My name is Jay. I'm one of the expert teachers at E2 Language. Let's get started. So in today's mock test, we're going to do a multiple choice single answer, a multiple choice multiple answers, which I think is probably the most difficult. Yes, I do actually. We're going to do a reorder paragraphs, a fill in the blanks, and a reading and writing fill in the blanks as well. Just in terms of complexity, like thing that's just going to muddle up your mind, I reckon this one's the trickiest. If you've got low vocabulary, if you've got a small vocabulary, then this one's going to be really tricky too. The other ones aren't too bad. All right, let's just quickly talk about time management before we begin doing the questions. I don't expect you to memorize this, but I just want to give you a bit of an overview of the time management section of what you need to keep in mind, your internal clock, when you're doing this section of the test, because it's not individually timed. You have an overall time and you need to manage your time by clicking next and going through the tasks. Okay, so you will get between 15 and 20 questions and you'll get between 32 and 41 minutes total time. Okay, so here's the task. Multiple choice single answer. You'll get 2 or 3 on test day. Spend only about 2 minutes max. This is actually only 110 words maximum in length, this prompt, this passage rather. It's short. I'll show you how short it is in a second. Multiple choice, multiple answers. You'll get 2 or 3 of these. This is longer. This is like 3 times longer, right? It's going to take you a bit of time to read. I think probably 3 minutes here, whatever. These are general guidelines. Reorder paragraph, you'll get 2 or 3 of these. These should take no longer than 2 minutes. Fill in the blanks, you'll get 4 or 5 of these. These are short texts, very short, usually only like 2 or 3 sentences. And you've got about 4 or 5 words to put into the gaps. It should take you no longer than like a minute and a half. Reading and writing fill in the blanks, you'll get 5 or 6 of these. These are long texts. They're going to take you about 2.5 minutes at least, I reckon. Anyway, that's a broad overview of time management. Let's do multiple choice single answer. If my mouse works, you get 2 or 3 of these on test day. This is what it will look like. As I said, the passage is quite short. The passage, however, is quite complicated. Then you'll have to choose one of these answer options. Whoopsie, what's the method? The method is this. Quickly, in 5 seconds, read straight down the page. What that means is this, and this is one of the teachers, Melinda's genius idea, is to quickly read down the page like this. Not reading it word for word, but just dragging your eye down the page. I'll show you in a second why that's important. Understand the question prompt. Number 2 is, well, that's critical. If you don't get the question prompt, you will not get the answer. Make sure you understand that question prompt. Look, test day is weird. Anxiety does weird things to people's minds. Sometimes you can concentrate, sometimes you can't. You have to focus. You have to read that question prompt. It's critical. Connect the question prompt to the answer options and then deep read the text. You have enough time. Reread the prompt, eliminate the incorrect ones, locate the correct answer. That's the long method. Let's just do it. Away you go. Excuse me. Thirty more seconds. Okay, that's probably enough time. Let me just check the answers here. What have you got? Oh, okay. It looks like a little battle between A and C. Interesting. Let's have a look at it. Okay, before we just look at the answer, let's have a think about it. Let's start, just for fun, let's start at E. Ozone holes are a radiation hazard. Okay, I run my eyes over this. I can't see anything about a radiation hazard. Am I missing something? I can't see it. Okay. I don't want to assume anything. Okay, it says, according to the text, what is known? What is known? What is known about ozone? Okay, I'm going to scrap that one because I'm not sure about that. Ozone is worse in sunlight. Ozone is an air pollutant formed through a chemical reaction that occurs when sunlight interacts. Nothing about it being worse. So I'm going to scrap that one. Ozone is linked to breathing issues. Let's just leave that one. We're going to leave A and C. Let's eliminate B. It is a severe problem for some adults in Changsha City in China. Is it? Well, it just says 89 healthy adults living in Changsha City, China were studied. It doesn't say that it's a severe problem for them. We don't want to assume anything, so I'm going to scrap that. We've got A and C left. This is the big battle. Okay. What is known about the ozone, or about ozone rather, the air pollutant called ozone? Ozone causes cardiovascular and respiratory disease. Here it says, this examine factors that could contribute to cardiovascular and respiratory disease. Is this known? If we say something could, is that known? Well, it's a bit weak. I'm going to eliminate it. Let's look at C. Ozone is linked to breathing issues. Here it says ozone can damage the respiratory system, the breathing system, reduce lung function, breathing, and cause asthma attacks, breathing. Ozone is linked to breathing issues is the correct answer. Who got that? And who believes me as well, by the way? Is everyone happy with that? I think that's pretty clear. The problem was the modal verb could. That is uncertain. It could happen. It could rain. It's different to it will rain. And they're asking for what is known. Okay, cool. All right. Again, if anyone's having trouble in the Zoom webinar, I'm going to paste the YouTube link in there. You can watch this on YouTube. You can still ask questions in the webinar. Cool bananas. By the way, for those of you on YouTube, this is a taste of what a live class is. If you want to upgrade your package from free to budget or silver or whatever, you will get access to daily live mock tests Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so this is what it's like, just for your interest. Cool. All right, multiple choice, choose multiple answers. This one's the tricky one. I reckon you'll get 2 or 3 of these on test day. And the way that you can tell the difference between single answer and multiple answers is that these are little square boxes that you tick, right? And you'll notice that the passage is longer, sometimes substantially longer. Okay, let me just take you through the scoring. This looks crazy, but I'll walk you through it, okay? Scoring on this one, because there's negative marking. Suppose a question has 5 answer options, A, B, C, D, and E. Here they are. Here are the 5 answer options. A and B are the correct options. So if you choose A and B, you get 2 points, 100%. If you choose A, you'll get 1 point, 50%. If you choose C and D, you'll get 0. It doesn't go below 0. If you choose A and C, you'll get 0 because this is 1 minus 1, that's 0. If you choose B and E, for example, that's 1 minus 1, you'll get 0. If you choose A, B, and C is wrong and these 2 are right, well, you'll get 1 point. And if you don't choose anything, you'll always get 0 points. So I guess the short answer is if you want to if you're sure about 1, then you may as well walk away with 50%. Or if you're pretty comfortable that you've got 2 or 3 of them, you can also do that as well. Method, again, run your eye very quickly down the text. Read the question prompt. Read the answer options. Find the answer option in the text. What does that mean? So one of these answer options will be in the text written in different words to say the same thing or say something different. If it says the same thing, select it. If it says something different, don't select it and repeat. Here we go. Excuse me. Give you another 30 seconds because this is a long passage. Okay, that's 3 minutes and 30. That's kind of maximum that you want to spend on this task. All right, the answers are pouring in now, so that's good. A, D, D, E, C, D, D. Someone went conservative, just chose one. That's fine. C and D. C and D looks popular. D and E looks popular. Okay, first of all, just before we move on, there's some crazy advice on the internet that says, don't worry about multiple choice, multiple answers, just skip it. Don't skip it. That's crazy talk. Let's have a look at the answers here. Okay. Does the answer option say the same thing as the text? If yes, tick it. If no, leave it. Here we go. He was born deformed. The results show that Richard's scoliosis was unlikely to have been inherited, and that it probably appeared sometime after he was 10 years old. Okay, he was born deformed? No. It was likely that it appeared when he was about 10 years old. So we're going to leave that one. B, by 2012, Richard's scoliosis was no longer visible. Early examinations of the remains of Richard III, discovered in 2012, showed that the king had a condition called scoliosis. Okay, so what do you think here? Yes or no? No, we're going to leave it because it was visible, or it still is visible. C, CT data was used to locate the skeleton. By performing CT scans using 3D prints of the bones from the CT image data, blah, blah, blah. This allowed the archaeologists to carefully analyze the remains of Richard III's skeleton. CT data was used to locate the skeleton. This allowed the archaeologists to carefully analyze the remains. Is that the same as locating the skeleton? Does C say the same thing as the passage here or not? If it says the same thing, you tick it. If not, you leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. I don't think it was used to locate the skeleton. It was used to analyze something or other. What about D? Well, now it's getting interesting because now we've eliminated 3 and we're left with 2, and there's always going to be more than one. So if this ever happens to you in the PTE, it's your lucky day, because if I were you, I would just pick D and E and then click next. Anyway, let's still eliminate or confirm. His spine, Richard III's spine, was digitally recreated to diagnose his condition. Forensic archaeologists created both physical and computer-generated replicas of the king's spine to accurately determine the nature of his spinal conditions. Okay, I'm going to go with that one. That's nice. What about E? He was renowned. Richard III was renowned for his crooked appearance. References to the physical deformities of the Richard III, blah, 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 are well known. Crook-backed and hunchbacked. So I'm going to choose E as well. So the answers are, in fact, D and E. Who's happy here? Nice. All right, cool, good, nice. Well, look. You can always watch this. Paid members, you can always watch this later and really go through it and spend some time looking at it and thinking about the logic of these answers as well. It's probably not a bad idea. Let's move on. Okay. What's the point of this step? To run your eye very quickly down the text. This will only take you like 5 seconds, just right from the beginning. This is the first thing that you could do with the passage. Just do it. Forget the gray box on the right. With the passage on the left, just run your eyes from top to bottom. Okay. What we're doing here is we're identifying keywords. So just by doing that in like 5 seconds, 70%, I can see it here. STEM, well, that's clear. That's right there. Blah, 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 high stakes. Okay, I couldn't see that, but that's okay. What about obstacles? Okay, I missed that one as well. I certainly can see 6,000. That's here. Privileged. Okay, that's clear. And museums, I saw that down the bottom there. So in 5 seconds, what I've been able to do is locate this one, this one. I couldn't see high stakes or obstacles. I saw privileged and I saw museums. So in 5 seconds, in fact, I could locate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those 7 key words that are needed there. That's a critical little step. All right, reorder paragraphs. Reorder paragraphs. Let's do this. This one's fun for me anyway. I don't know about you. You'll get 2 or 3 of these on test day. It'll look like this. The aim of the game is to restructure the paragraph so it flows from beginning to end in a logical and coherent way. There's a method to this madness. That is that you need to find the independent sentence. You need to find the sentence that stands alone and doesn't refer back to other sentences. You need to use your knowledge of, whoops, I've got to remember to fix these slides. It's in fact subject, verb, object, and then the object turns into the subject of this sentence. I'm not going to use my silly example that I used last week. Use your knowledge of grammar. For example, research scientist, blah, 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 the scientist. So this comes before the. Check the sentence flow. This is really what it's all about. It's about logical flow from one sentence to the next. If you get stuck, think about paragraph structure. Simple to complex, problem to solution. You don't go solution to problem. You don't go from complex to simple. You go from simple to complex and problem to solution. Check the paragraph meaning overall before you click next. Here we go. I'm going to give you 2 minutes max. All right, I'm going to cut you off there. I don't reckon you need any more time than that. That's 1 minute and 45 seconds. People are saying to disable this pop-up window. You can disable it yourself, I'm quite sure. Okay, I think what's happening is, again, your screen is not formatting properly. Please watch this on YouTube Live if you're having problems viewing the screen. Click that blue link I just put into the chat. Right, let's go through the answers here. Okay. Before we do anything, let's just look and try to find the independent sentence. This is, if you get the independent sentence, you're halfway there. Let's just look at A. Dietary supplements can appear to be helpful. Can appear to be a helpful option for treating certain health conditions. That is a possibly good independent sentence. The drug sibutramine is one of these substances. No. Their labels. No. You'd never start a paragraph like that. It was once a no. Well, it's not that one. But over the past several years, no, it can't be those ones. Okay, so that's pretty clear. It's going to be that one here. Let's go through and see why. Here we go. So dietary supplements can appear to be a helpful option for treating certain health conditions. Their labels, dietary supplements, their labels, see how actually this is the subject, becomes the subject of this sentence, list herbs or other natural ingredients that consumers assume are safe to take. Consumers assume are safe to take, but over the past several years, regulators have detected prohibited substances in some of these products that aren't included on the labels. Here it says their labels, the labels. The drug sibutramine is one of these substances. You can see the connection there. Finally, sibutramine was once approved for weight loss, but was withdrawn after concerns arose that the medication could increase the risk of heart attacks. A, C, E, B, D. How'd you go? A, C, B. Yeah. Ah, I see. Can you disable the chat yourself? I think you can close it, can't you? Yeah, click close. I'm pretty sure. Okay, do I do it? Okay, people asking me to disable the chat, but I don't know how to do it. Maybe if you can just drag your screen over and put it on the outside of your screen, I think you can possibly do that as well. Or, yeah. Yeah, I think you can minimize it. Anyway. Okay, hold on. Let's see what I can do. Okay, let's try this. Close. I don't know. Anyway, hope it's not a massive issue. Let's move on. Hopefully there's a little workaround there. That was a good one. Let's do fill in the blanks. You'll get 4 or 5 of these on test day, and it looks like this. You have to drag and drop these words into the gaps here, okay? Method, scan, read the text, get an idea of the theme. What's it about? Is it about, I don't know, physical education? Is it about, I don't know, history? Is it about, I don't know, biology? You want to just get an idea of the theme to start getting the vocabulary going in your brain. If you can identify word types such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, etc., you can match the gap to the answer options. That's a pretty higher level skill though. Otherwise, number 3, what's the collocation or the word combination? Here we go. I'm only going to give you a minute and a half for this. .30 seconds left. Okay, let's go through the answers. So, if I scan my eyes over this text, I can see that this text is about, I don't know, venture capital, I guess, money, crowdfunding, something like that. You know, technology, startups, that sort of language. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the word that comes before and the word after to see if I can match it up. Let's start with venture. Venture investments, venture small, venture capitalists. That sounds interesting. Funding for innovation has come from venture capitalists. I can do venture beyond, venture investors. Nah, venture minor, venture across. That sounds right. But the answer has to be capitalist there. Let's just go to the answers. It is venture capitalists. Next one, which tend to fund entrepreneurs that often mirror the something. Mirror the investors in terms of their educational, social, and professional characteristics. Venture capital funding also tends to be controlled in a something number of regions. Okay, what have we got? Something number. A small number is a good option there. That's a collocation. A small number of regions, such as Silicon Valley and other IT hubs. The study found that crowdfunding has spread startup financing. Spread, what's the preposition? You spread beyond or do you spread across? Oh, actually, that's interesting. Let's read that because I was going to say spread across. The study found that crowdfunding has spread startup financing beyond these entrepreneurial bubbles. Okay. So, in fact, technically, you could have read spread across. For example, you spread something across the page. But in this sense, we needed spread it financing, spread the money beyond these particular places. Who got those four? How did you go? Cool. Can someone take a screenshot of the problem with the chat? I don't understand what the problem is. So if you take a screenshot, like 1,000 people will, but if you can send it through help.e2language.com, I'd be very appreciative to know what the problem is so I can fix it next time. Reading and writing, fill in the blanks, the final task of reading section. You'll get 5 or 6 of these. You can see that the passage is longer. You can see that there's a drop-down list, and you can see that there are 4 answer options in that drop-down list of words that are actually, well, grammatically correct, but semantically different. They're going to have slightly different meanings, and only one of those meanings is going to be perfectly accurate. 3 of them will be either slightly wrong or totally wrong or something like that. Here we go. Method. This is all about meaning. Eliminate options that you know are imprecise. Read each sentence, inserting each of the options one by one. Listen to the way the sentence sounds. Choose the option that sounds best in the sentence. Truth be told, there really is no method for this task. This task is a test of the breadth and the depth of your vocabulary. Okay, so if you have 4 words that have similar meanings, synonyms, which one is which one is precise? 3 of them will be slightly wrong. It's not necessarily like a collocation thing. It's just this one's about meaning, which is really interesting. Here we go. 10 seconds. Just before we move on, people on YouTube, if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. So if I ever do a live stream like this, you'll get a notification on your phone, and so you can watch it straight away, okay? It's a good thing to do. Plus, having higher subscription for us helps us climb the ladder of YouTube. So yeah, click the subscribe button below. Right, let's go through the answer options here. I thought this one was, yeah, there was some complexity, but certainly wasn't the hardest one. Let's do it like this. Research from Tufts University found that the role of weak and, well, what's the opposite of weak? Tough, robust, durable, strong. I like strong. By the way, I don't know the answers. It could be wrong. Is important. Let's just put a little mark there. Is important around the world, but the value of a unitary strong tie, single strong tie, separate strong tie, sole strong tie. I'm going to go a single strong tie is even more important for job seekers in countries with pronounced income. Well, that one's a bit of a collocation, isn't it? Income inequality. Yes. And it makes sense in the context as well for the overall meaning. So we're reading for overall meaning as well. Conversely, it turns out that a single strong tie, oh, there it is there, there's the answer there, is not as decisive, easy, important, or useful. I'm going to go for important because it'll match up with this one here. Let's test my answers. Strong, good. Single, good. Inequality, good. And this one, important. Okay, good. See here for that fourth one, useful could have been possible, but you needed to read back in the text because at the beginning it said important. It's echoed the same word again. The little key for this one is with reading fill in the blanks, you can just read the words surrounding the gap to find the answer pretty much. It's good to quickly read the whole thing. This one, sometimes you have to understand the sentences that came before to fill the gap, or you have to understand the sentences that come after to fill the gap. So it's a bit of a context-based one as well. So in this live class, which the wonderful paid members of E2 Language get and which the free members don't get unless they sign up to one of our wonderful packages, we looked at multiple choice, single answer, multiple choice, multiple answer, reorder paragraph, fill in the blanks, and reading and writing, fill in the blanks. Cool. Let's go to questions. It's the time. 8:10. Any questions? Is there negative marking? Multiple choice, multiple answers, yes. That's the only one though. The rest of them you can get, you can guess all the rest of them. Never leave a question, by the way, that's silly. Yeah, if someone can take hopefully someone took a screenshot of that chat problem because I can't see it. How to improve the reading score? Well, just a general bit of advice there is the PTE academic is really, it's a real test of your vocabulary. It's a very vocabulary driven test. So I'd start building my vocab if I were you. How to identify word types and advice. On YouTube, you can type in E2, we changed the name, E2 Learn English. There's some lessons in there about how to identify word types. E2 Learn English. There's a lesson on identifying nouns, identifying verbs, etc. It's helpful. Oh, Nim says, my reading has improved significantly because of Melinda and you. Cool, thanks, Nim. That's good to hear. Okay, Kamran, good suggestion. Jay, could you give us some advice for improving listening? Listening is a really complex psychological thing that's happening. what is it? It sounds, I mean, vocabulary, the meaning of grammar, like verb tenses have a certain meaning to them. The meaning of, again, vocabulary is critical, and that immediate sense of meaning that you get from vocabulary, improving that. But also just the sounds, because one of the things that people struggle with is it's one thing to read a text, but the sound of that text in spoken English is sometimes completely different because all the words sort of blend and merge together. Transcripts are good. Transcripts are good. From real spoken English, look at the transcripts and think, oh, wow, that's what they said. It sounded like blah, 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 but actually on the transcript, it was this. Is there any collocation list on the E2 language website? Yes, there is. Click on PTE course, click on reading, click on vocabulary. There are 3 word lists there that you can download. Aaron's got a question about how you manage the time. Like, what do you see? Aaron, when you do the PTE, in the top right-hand corner, I think there's a little clock. I think it ticks down from 32 minutes or 41 minutes. It wouldn't tick up because you wouldn't know when it was going to stop. I think it ticks down. So you can watch that. And sort of that will help you to monitor your time. Because you should know the sections and you should know which section you're up to. Let's say you're up to the final section and you've got, 8 minutes left or 10 minutes left. That's probably pretty good. Let's say you're up to the final section and you've got 2 minutes left. You're going to have to basically guess and click through. Do you have a scorecard for every section of the PTE? Says Mohammed. I'm not sure what you mean about a scorecard. Where do we get these types of complicated paragraphs? Asks Wonderful. It's more difficult than just getting any paragraph and then shuffling it out. It doesn't work like that. Often we need to get a paragraph and rewrite it so it does flow perfectly. It's a logical trick. What if we don't find synonyms in the text? How would we skim options quickly in multiple choice? Yeah, sometimes you'll find a keyword, like there'll be a keyword in the answer option and that same keyword will be in the passage. And therefore you go, okay, there it is there. Does that say the same thing? Yes, tick. Sometimes you'll see a sentence here, but there'll be a synonym in here. And so then you have to go, oh, it's talking about something being fast, right? Fast, fast, fast. And you see quick. Okay, good, got it. That's it there. That's as complex as it'll get, I think. Okay, I'm just reading the questions. Okay, here's an interesting, again, one of these interesting sorts of rumors is I think we should give more importance to specific tasks in the PTE because of the problem is nobody knows which task is worth more points except for Pearson. And they don't tell us, they don't tell anybody. So if anybody says that they know how the scoring is done for Pearson in terms of weightage of tasks, well, I doubt them unless they want to send the official document across, but that's not going to happen. So you just have to do every task and do every task as well as you possibly can. Munir, I have 20 hours before my exam. Any last minute advice? This is my first try. Don't get drunk. Don't eat spicy food. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Make sure you know the methods. Make sure you have a big breakfast. I think, if you're 20 hours away from your exam, just try and chill out and enjoy the experience. Okay, here's a question on note-taking. How do we improve our note-taking speed? Listen to lectures, as many as you can. I mean, the E2 language lectures, of course, but even if you just want to get onto university, I guess they don't publish them. YouTube, just type in lecture, biology lecture, health lecture, PE lecture, whatever it is. and just practice taking notes and pausing. You know, listen for 2 minutes, take notes, pause, listen to it again, something like that. Just, it really is the ability to just listen and to transfer that information from your ears to your hand. That's what's going on there, as quickly as you can. Okay, Sudarshan asks, the PTE official mock test from ptepractice.com, does that give equivalent scores to the real exam? Are they similar? The answer is yes. It uses the same algorithm. The problem is people don't use good microphones. They use their computer microphone and the quality is really poor. So people often get really shocking speaking scores in the mock exam. Make sure you just use your earphones for your phone. Plug it into your computer. Roberto, Jay, I want to upgrade my assessments. How can I do it? I need to buy another package. You don't need to buy another package. You can upgrade from your current package to a higher package and you just pay the difference. Okay, so yeah, so you're just going up a step. Just click that upgrade button in the top right-hand corner to do that. Nim, in describe image, sometimes I don't get to do the concluding sentence. Is that okay? Yes, it's not ideal, but it's definitely okay. Whoa, okay, somebody improved their speaking from 47 to 89 and my reading to 69. Still a little bit behind in listening. That's an amazing improvement. All right, I'm just reading questions. People are still watching. Sometimes I wonder. Here we go. Jay, repeat sentence, speaking section, how we scored. Do we get the score if the arrangement of the words are interchanged? You have to get the right words in the right order. Yeah. Yep. So you get partial scoring. So let's say there are 10 words. You get 7 of them in the right order, the right words in the right order. You get effectively 70%. Okay. How do they calculate the score for reorder paragraphs? Let's say there are 5 sentences. You align the first 3 correctly, but you get these 2 mixed up. You'll get 3 out of 5, which I believe is 80%. My maths is terrible. Okay. Reading questions. Oral fluency and speaking. It's all in the website. All the videos are there. I'm not holding any secrets back. Everything I know is in that course. E2Pronounce app. I'm going to go. If you have any questions, go to help.e2language.com. That's help.e2language.com. You can submit your questions through there. Those on YouTube. Subscribe. Think about upgrading your account. Yes. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. Good luck to everyone. Keep studying hard. Uh-oh. Dinner time.